Guys, next startup on stage is interactEasy. It's Sameer's startup. Please welcome on stage Jayesh Sidwani. So Sameer is leading right now with 15. Okay.
Yeah. Hi guys, this is interactEasy. So a couple of sessions before, right, there was a lot of discussion on how important is engaging with the customers, how important is building a relation with the customers. So interactEasy takes a step forward towards it. What is interactEasy? Dude, I hate this. Just off it from there. The second slide. Okay, so interactEasy is a small add-on to all the existing websites. So what it does is that it enables your visitors to have a real-time voice interaction with you. Right, so whenever they are stuck in between of any critical mission, right, paying for products, choosing a products, and in any of the cases they have any doubt, they want to talk to someone, right, a widget comes in, right. So these guys using this widget as an intermediate, a mediator, can talk to the businesses. The widget is something that appears on the left hand side. It goes on as an add-on to the websites. Next slide. Okay, why should one use interactEasy? So 3 key benefits of why should one use interactEasy. Number 1, it's in-widget voice calling, which means that the visitor is not losing the context of a website. So once when he's come to a website, when he's within the cloud of your offerings and he has a doubt, I'm not taking him out of this this context. He's right into this context and he's talking to the businesses and getting his questions queries solved. Personify our communication. So before making a payment, right? Making a payment is a big step, right? Before making a payment, I should know who this guy is I'm making payment to, right? So having a voice conversation to a lot of extent, personifies this communication. So I know who this guy really is I'm purchasing from. Deliver return on relationships. So there's a lot of talk in building relationships. So so there's this guy called Ted Rubin who talks a lot about how return on relationship is very, very important as compared to any other return on investment. So yes, having a voice conversation with the visitors makes him feel pampered and it kinds of builds a good relationship with them. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so current market, we're keenly looking at e-commerce websites and online service providers. So these are few of the companies who've been helping us do a pilot over a period of 4-5 weeks so far. Next slide. Okay, so how do you fare against all those who are existing out there doing a similar product? So all the existing websites offer you passive text-based communication. So where do we take an extra mile is that we also enable you to have a voice conversation that we really believe is the key enabler in convincing a visitor to buy a product. Next slide. Okay, so how is the industry liking us? So we've got 8 businesses actively using us. We have around 20 people in the pipeline wanting to use us. We've done 105 interactions so far in a period of 3 weeks, wherein we were doing a private closed door beta, and it's resulted in 220 minutes of live interaction between the visitor and the businesses. And two key metrics which you've seen is that when a visitor is having a voice conversation with the businesses, the time taken to resolve the conversation has come down to 1/3. So it was 7 minutes, it come down to 3 minutes on an average, and the time the number of interactions has increased 3 times. So these are the samples we've aggregated from live statistics which we've got. Next slide. So this is a team. I am Jayesh, and we are a team of 3 people running the show. We have a biz development guy and 2 co-developers in the team. Next slide. Okay. So challenges. Some of the challenges we face at interactEasy is convincing people how voice is important. So to that effect, we did a pilot wherein as I mentioned earlier, we've realized that the conversation has increased 3 times. So people really want to do voice conversation with you, and so so most of the businesses I was talking to, they wanted the first question they had was we couldn't do concurrent chats at a time. But on the contrary, we believe that Eric Rice, while writing his book The Lean Startup, he's in fact dedicated a lot of pages just to stress that do one thing at a time, resolve one thing at a time. That would increase the productivity. Similarly, we are here take one case at a time, solve it properly, and you'll have better results. I have a small demonstration of how the live the live widget works on a website. It's a small demonstration. Maybe we could play that video. So this video actually talks about how a widget appears on a website, how during the entire course of interaction how a visitor could use it, and things like that. Can we start it? Started from between. Yeah, and interactEasy is the plugin which these guys are using as an add-on to the existing website. And this video shows how, a visitor could benefit, from the interactEasy widget on the pipe drive while making a payment or while, buying a product. Yeah, I mean, he's starting from between actually. Okay, so this is it. So on the pipe drive business, while making a payment, I have a doubt, I click on the contact us button, this widget pops up, I start chatting directly. So this visitor is actually having conversation with the pipe drive business agents. And you could see how slow text chatting is, right? And when I just quickly click on a button, I'm right into a voice call. Okay. So now during this phase, the visitor on Pipedrive website could have a voice conversation with him. He's right, within the scope of Pipedrive. So he's not moving away from, while he was on a pricing page, what Pipedrive is. I'm not losing the context. I'm right there. I'm talking to him. That's about it.
Perfect. So, round of applause and some squishy balls.
Thank you.
Right. So essentially, it's a widget for differentiate yourself from competition. Exactly.
Okay, so as number one, I had a graph, wherein, our, immediate competitors would be, guys who are providing text chat-based communication, which is like a very passive, communication, a passive interaction. We want to bring it live, real-time interaction. So what we believe is that, engaging with the business real-time is, more beneficial than having a passive communication.
So you believe in voice, essentially?
Yes, voice is our USB, and, we want to, sell that. Voice is the selling point.
Vishal, when you're browsing a website, you believe in
Actually, ask Samir.
voice sharing?
I normally don't go to websites where I have to voice chat with anybody.
Okay, so that is...
Unless he's paying for that voice chat.
We just go to Sameer. Sameer, also disclaimer is he's a part of Morpheus, so all part of the same family.
So I think the hypothesis really is that, essentially when you're on a website and if you want to talk to somebody, you may be able to resolve your queries fast if it's voice-based. And that's what he's trying to defend. So a lot of people obviously are using mobile voice communication to chat with the companies, right? A lot of companies even in India, for example, if you talk to Redbus, right, 50% of sales are on phone.
Okay, so you're saying the user is getting more and more used to engaging in voice chat on the website.
Yeah, that's a hypothesis, right? So it's a listed company, we'll see.
Okay, Alok, quickly.
So quick, one is that I don't know why you quoted 3 or 4, like King Jong-2 said, do not talk to anybody. Now will you shut your company because of that? Don't quote these people, man. I mean, come on, do what you're supposed to do. Why are you quoting all these 10 Rubin and Rubik's Cube?
I just quoted his thesis.
Okay, it's not making sense.
Fine. Quick,
but one suggestion, this is interesting. If you really want to delight consumers using interaction, like let's assume that Zappos came up with this chat module that said, Zappify your site. We will get your customers to talk the Zappos way. That makes it, I'll pay $5,000 to them to get Zappos to talk to my customers. So you can show proof that it's not enabling, it's delighting. Right. Tell people, every time you enable my engine, I delight people so well that it becomes worthy of you using my widget rather than any tech widget, right? It's not the enablement, man. I mean,
but the delight will actually come from the service and the employees at that end, right?
Yeah, but that's the training, right? Who the hell cares?
So you're saying he needs to look after both the technology and the service.
It's a soft service according to me. It's not a hard. I mean, who the hell is? Who's Ted Rubin anyway, man? I mean, fuck is he?
I mean, there was a software I used to use for free for a long time, and recently I was shocked when Microsoft paid $7 billion for that. It's a company called Skype. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
And what Skype does is about 500 or maybe 600 million people can use that software to chat. It's peer-to-peer. It has a lot of features in it. And they offer this thing which was launched about 7 years back. It's called the Skype button, which can be added to any website. And I met some CRM companies also which can integrate Skype button into your website, and about 700 million or whatever people have it. So, I mean, it's really interesting that you've built a better solution than them. So I would like to understand why are you better than Skype, because it's already there and I can get it for free. Microsoft paid 7 billion. Okay. And now they are going to integrate it in Facebook.
Hang on.
Okay.
Go for it.
So it's not about building a better product than Skype or anyone else. It's about So what we believe is that we're giving you everything.
Everybody.
No. So it's like let's talk about the psychology, right? So I am on a website, right? I click a button, I'm taken out of that website. Skype opens, I'm talking from Skype.
No, you're not taken out anywhere. It's on the page, right? So 2 things. One, again, I've been there, done that. I've seen this stuff. voice chat on the page has been around for years and years. The problem has been twofold. One, that people went to text chat because it's easier to outsource, no accent problems and all that happen. Because typically it's some process in the back end that's happening in India, in Bangalore or Hyderabad or something. Two, for this to happen, somebody has to be awake 24 hours a day to be doing voice in the, in that accent, vagara, vagara. So it again comes down to being a voice process. Yeah, right. So it again comes down to being a voice process. And essentially there's not that great a difference. All the calls that happen on a website are VoIP calls. This is also VoIP. So I am not sure exactly what is new or novel at all. I really don't get it. Are you offering the service along with the people, with the accent training, with the product training? Are you just offering a plugin? You have to add your own agents? I don't get it.
No, I just asked Samir to pitch because he's already spoken. Samir, I think the big question over here is how is this different from the Skype button? Because I think the one point raised was that, hey, the Skype button takes you out of the
context is lost.
Out of context. But Mahesh disagrees. Right?
No.
So,
Sure. 1 second. Samir, go.
No, so basically, I was not aware of the Skype button. So I have, see, this is the point is we haven't seen it being used these days. I don't know, I mean, for whatever reason, right? Skype is also being text, right? So,
Exactly. That's one more hassle,
Okay. Custom. Okay, Alok.
Positive suggestions, if you look at someone like iYogi and what they've done, they've gone to a realm of saying that call me. Call me. The people they've gone to another realm altogether.
You press a call me button.
So basically they're saying, no, I didn't mean that. I meant
I got a point.
The emotion is so nice that, dumb Americans can't know how to start the computer, so they call up iYogi. What do? They say, press the button, please. Then the goddamn computer comes up, right? And they pay $20 a month for that. So I think what you're essentially doing is delight customers to do something, whether it's on that customer side or someone else's side, right? There should be some soft value addition.
Okay.
It is already integrated. So all the interactions I have, it could be integrated to any CRM of your choice. Right now we have Zendesk, we have Salesforce, we are working. So we also have one plugin wherein we give out APIs. You have your own CRM, integrate to your own CRM. So which means I could also export my voice interactions, text interaction, or whatever I have. I could just
So basically we've been getting some nice feedback. Some people actually have been making sales on the websites through the website.
Okay.
So they just added this feature where you could, let's say, nobody's online, so you can leave your phone number. So the phone number goes to them on their SMS and they can call the customer right away. Because there are a lot of people who actually do not want to miss a sale on their website, right?
Cool.
So basically they're happy to do voice from that point of view.
I don't know why I'm supporting this guy so much, but if you look at DimDim's acquisition by Salesforce acquired DimDim.
Right.
It was the most stupid acquisition ever, right, at that time. But DimDim has become Chatterbox. So I agree that if you can verticalize something that someone thinks is easy, but you become the master of the easy, it's still very valuable.
Right.
It was challenging to build, all the voice and all, the flash and everything. So it took them some time to figure it out. And no, that's fine. So sometimes concepts do come back in different like that, but we'll see.
Time for the scores. Samir, no scores from you. Alok? Five from Alok. Mahesh? 3. Vishal?
Thank you.
Who will disagree with Vishal's score? Vishal, you're not a very well liked guy. 9 points for Jayesh. Round of applause for him.